Is it bad that I actually want to cry? That's like the sweetest thing ever.
I feel like if someone was like really okay with it, that's also a red flag to me. Like if someone's
Yeah,
like,
oh
yeah,
my God,
sure, whatever.
100%. Like I've had people be like, oh, I really like women with disabilities. And I'm literally like, that's really strange.
I kind of feel like I like Matt. I want to date Matt.
He's
Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of MSers React. As always, we got myself, we got my girl Kat, Dave, and Tia. And today we're going to be doing something kind of fun. We're going to be reacting to a Shift.ms forum post about relationships and dating. First initial thoughts, one word thoughts.
Chaos.
Old.
interesting. I think this is going to be an interesting one. I'm excited.
My word is scary. Okay, let's jump into it.
I haven't been on a proper date in a while and I was thinking about joining a new dating site. Shouldn't let my MS stop me meeting new people and having fun. Have any of you guys done this? Are there people out there that want to go out with someone with MS? I hope so.
Ooh.
I've never been on a dating website. I don't know how they work.
So I have, not for a while, but yeah, I went on it after I was diagnosed, and I guess obviously my MS, unlike maybe others, isn't visible, so no one would really know unless I chose to share it with them. So I've definitely not had any issues. It's not something that I've found, like if I've been on first dates and stuff, it's not something that I've really disclosed.
Yeah, I agree. You shouldn't let it hold you back from finding happiness and love. Me at my state now, I don't know if I wasn't married, if I would go dating anymore, just because I see it as now I'm a bit of more of a hassle. It's harder. But so I can see where he's coming from, like depending where his MS is and stuff. I mean, we went to Sheffield on a night out, and the amount of planning that was going on just because I'm in a wheelchair, it's difficult. So I can see where he's coming from. But yeah, go dating.
I think there would be people out there, like regardless, Dave, for example, if you were to go dating, I think it would be fun. Like obviously some people would decide that that's not the life for them, but obviously if you like someone enough, then that sort of stuff shouldn't really matter in a sense.
Yeah.
So I think regardless of how progressive your MS is or isn't, I think absolutely go for it. And if someone decides that the MS is too much, then that's on them at the end of the day.
True. Well, I would really love to address that last line of, are there people out there that want to go out with someone with MS? Of course there are.
Absolutely.
Should we go through and say our situation just so
Yeah,
I'm sure the people watching?
I've got a lot to say on this because I met my boyfriend on a dating site, so
Oh,
Nice.
I've got
That's
a
exciting.
positive story for sure.
my name is Sarah and I am single.
I'm Dave and I'm deeply married with children.
Deeply.
I'm Tia and I've started dating someone recently, so I'm still single for now.
Yeah, I'm Kat and I have a boyfriend, but we've been together for nearly 7 months now. I had a string of horrendous dates and dated some really awful people before I met Matt, and I don't know, we just sort of clicked and got on.
You said his name is Matt?
Yeah.
Matt and Kat? That's
Yeah,
cute.
The back of this person's post on the forum, there's definitely people, Matt said to me, if we ever break up, it's never going to be because of your illness, like ever.
I kind of feel like I like Matt. I want to date Matt.
He's great.
So it sounds like you've had a great experience with dating apps. I think what this might be getting at is that dating apps, at least in America, in the college scene, which I am around, can be a little bit more surface level, where it's not as sincere or serious. But Kat can attest, there are some people out there on dating apps just looking for people.
On your dating apps, do you put on there you have MS or anything?
It's one of them. It's sort of like a grey area. Like I wouldn't put it on there because it's like, well, there's more to me than my MS. Like my MS is only a very, very small part of like who I am. And I do think like you will get people that will, as I'm sure we've all experienced, like even when I first got diagnosed with MS, the only person I knew with MS was in a wheelchair. So I instantly thought that's me. And because there's so many people out there that are so uneducated on it, they'll instantly see your bio as like MS and assume the absolute worst. So I kind of think like I'd rather be dating someone and then bring it up and then they can ask questions. And I think dating apps are rubbish anyway, because it's literally you're being judged based on exactly how you look and nothing more. But then to be judged on just your pictures and then the illness that you have, I just think like personally, I wouldn't want to introduce myself as like, hi, I have MS.
I agree with that.
So I didn't tell Matt. So I didn't for ages, and I was really scared that he was going to find my social media. But the way I told him was like on our second date. I was like, "Oh, you can park in disabled if you want." And he was like, "What?" And I just like chucked my disabled patch in the like on the dashboard, and I was like, "VIP parking." And I remember him just looking at me like, he looked like really concerned, and I was like, "I'm not dying." And he was like, "Oh my God," like he was like, "Just wondered what was wrong with you." And then I think I just told him in the car, from what I remember. I was like, "Oh, I've just got like a neurological condition." But it was just never really a thing.
So I dated a guy not long after I was diagnosed, very on and off for quite a long time. He admitted after like 4 months that he genuinely thought that I was going to die from MS. Like he thought that it was fatal. And I was like, for 4 months we've been dating and you've now told me that you thought I've been dying the entire time. Like you should have asked me. And we had a good laugh about that.
Sounds like we're pro dating. You can definitely find someone even though you've got MS. It doesn't have to stop you or anything.
Shall we move on to the next question?
Let's go.
Yeah, we're sort of hanging around on this one for ages.
Just a quick one. You never know it's going to be a quick one. See that? Anyone know of any decent disability sites? As mentioned, of my MS seems to be a shot down in flames on Match, Plenty of Fish, or Tinder.
Interesting. I do not know, but I had not thought of that before.
I mean, they've got the Undateables. Do you have that in America?
Potentially, but I'm unfamiliar.
It's a TV show where they get people with disabilities or learning conditions, and they find them matches, basically.
And it's called Undateable.
Yeah, but when it goes dateable, it says undateable, and then someone knocks off the un.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's the people who run that is actually a specific. It's not just a TV show. They're an actual company that find people matches.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to go on TV, that's an option.
But I think this question sort of links back to what we covered in the last question. Like if one of the first things you say to someone is like, "Hi, I've got MS," like I said previously, they might instantly have such limited knowledge that they instantly think the worst.
It's not that app, it's just that the person reading it might be a bit of a dick as well.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's the person, isn't it, at the end of the day? If you say to someone, "I've got MS," and they have a big, massive freak out, they're just absolutely not the person for you.
Yeah, process of elimination. Thanks, see you later.
And then equally you get the kind of strange people that almost like how do you say the word?
Fetishize.
Yeah, like I've had people be like, "Oh, I like women with disabilities," and I'm literally like, that's really strange.
So just curious, what's everyone's experience with dating? So far mine sucks. Most guys bail as soon as I tell them I have MS. I realize if they can't deal with it, I'm probably better off without them, but it just gets exhausting having to deal with it all the time.
You're going for the wrong guys.
Preaching to the choir. First of all, I'm sorry. That does suck to have a part of you that you can't change, that when you share with someone, because it can be evident in a relationship, that you're met with like, ugh. Like that sucks. You can't change that. But like they said, it's the wrong people. Just listen to Kat's story. She found like a man with a halo around his head.
Yeah, no, he's absolutely definitely not that, but
oh.
but yeah, like this is what I said from the start when we first started seeing each other, and it was great, and I was really happy, and we got on really well, and I was like, even if this doesn't go anywhere, it's shown me that there are people out there that aren't arseholes and that I can get on with and that I can connect with, and you know, we just got on so well.
All right, so quick background. I'm 24 years old and I live in Australia. I have no current MS symptoms and I've been taking, I don't know how to pronounce that treatment, I'm really sorry.
Tysabri?
Yeah, for 10 years in February. If you looked at me, you would not be able to tell I have MS at all. So my question is, am I being too picky? I've turned down 7 different people. 3 we really just didn't click, and that's fine. That's what the world of dating is all about, meeting people you actually get along with. But the other 4, well, I enjoyed hanging out with them, but they didn't seem like the type that would be open to keeping on dating after finding out I have MS. I guess I get a little anxious and pull away before I get hurt. Maybe I should be open to just take more of a shot, but I was wondering if my fellow MSers could help me out and be honest about whether it's me being too picky or whether it's safe to date people I'm unsure about. My experience, so I still am single, so I've been single for like 2.5 years now, and I think my friends always said to me, not even from an MS point of view, but they always said to me, you're so fussy, you're so fussy, you're so fussy. And for me, it's like, no, I'm not. I know what I want from a person. So I think if you've met someone and you're not sure about them, then that's usually a big sign in my eyes. And in regards to the whole MS thing, if you don't feel comfortable telling them, then wait until you are comfortable. But equally, certain parts of that message made me think, have you kind of come to terms with the MS yourself? For ages, I just didn't want to date because I was like, right, I need to learn like what this means for me and like who I am now with this and whatever. So I think you kind of need to be at a good point in terms of your own acceptance before you can then, and it kind of sounds like that's maybe what this person's struggling with.
Can I ask you guys, if you were dating someone and you were, say, maybe 4 or 5 dates deep, everything was going well, so you decide to tell them about your MS, and your MS isn't bad at the moment, but they take it badly, would that hurt you more than if it was one date in, or if you told them straight away I've got MS? That would that bother you more, and would that stop you from putting it out there again to other people?
I prefer to kind of put it out there, kind of, as I said on the last video we did, I tend to just say it just so people know, so it kind of, and they can do with that what they want. So it's kind of like try and sort of take it away from it being an issue with me. It's more an issue with the person. But yeah, I mean, like, I think people can surprise you. I think, Matt, to meet him, you probably wouldn't even think that he would be so okay with it, in that just his personality. Like, I spend time with his mum sometimes, and we were talking, and she asked me how he was with me when I, with my illness, and I was like, honestly, he's amazing. And she was like, that I find that so, like, I can't imagine it, kind of thing. And I'm like, but he genuinely is, like, so. It's your judgment on other people as well, and kind of assuming, oh, this person's not going to be okay with it, when actually they might be totally okay with it. And even one of Matt's friends told me that when he first started dating me, they kind of said to him, like, she's really ill, like, you do realise that, like, this isn't something that is, like, small. And he was just like, but I really like her, guys, like, and I understand that, like, it's not just something that I'm just sort of don't really care about, like, I take it seriously. And they were like, fair play to you, kind of thing.
I really like that you said how he showed that he understood the condition, because Dave, your question reminded me of this when it terms if they met with a negative reaction to me telling them that. For some reason, maybe this is an unpopular opinion, I feel like if someone was like really okay with it, that's also a red flag to me. Like if someone's like, yeah, sure, God, whatever.
100%.
Yeah. I'd be like, no, because it will, in a long-term relationship, this will likely affect your life.
Yeah, I think that's a danger, in that the people that are like, oh, I'm totally fine with this, like I totally understand it, and it's kind of like, you probably don't.
You do.
Yeah. I think if they didn't ask, like if they said they were okay with it and then didn't ask like a single question about it.
But also how it affects them, because this is like a part, even though this is an illness that like we are dealing with, you have to think about, that doesn't absolve everyone else from the effects of it. Like even our families, like my family is severely affected by my MS. And sometimes they feel bad about talking about how it has affected them, because like, well, I don't have it. Like, this is something that you're dealing with, Sarah. But I'm like, having a daughter that has, like a disabling neurological condition, that's hard. Or having a partner that you don't know how each day is going to go, that's hard. It's a hard situation all around, and it affects different people in different ways.
Yeah, and it is like you say, you need to find the right person that, if you're looking for a long term, you can afford to be picky. If I think of the way it affects my wife and my kids, my wife, she's massively affected by it. I'm not the person she married. Slowly deteriorating into a wheelchair, and it's not the family life you thought you'd have when you first met, or when you first started having the family, and then things have to start separating. So she'll do things that I can't do with the children, or they went on holiday a few weeks ago and I couldn't go because I need a bit of downtime from the whole disabled situation. I am new to this forum. If it's okay with everyone, I'd like to ask some advice. I'm here because I've recently started dating a girl who I feel very strongly about. She has just confided to me that she suffers from MS.
Oh, nice.
Interesting.
The plot twist. Specifically RRMS. I know very little about this apart from what I've literally read on Google. Is there someone here who can help me understand this condition and help me to understand what I need to do to support my partner?
Is it bad that I actually want to cry? That's like the sweetest
Oh.
thing ever.
This is very sweet. If you are in this person's shoes and maybe you're watching this video because someone you love has MS, you're doing the right thing. You're looking into resources of people who have a depth of experience, different kinds of experiences, because MS is so variable. So going to more sources, different experiences, place like Shift.ms where there's a breadth of information that can help with all different kinds of MS and support groups, you're doing exactly what you should be doing. And I hope that the responses that you got in this post were enlightening.
When people are newly diagnosed and they will message me on social media, I always say reach out to individual people, because the information that's on Google and things like that, you can only get so much from. It's such blanketed kind of like information. It's always the same. People with MS suffer from vision problems, bladder problems, and it's just the same. And I used to refer to it as the leaflet, because it's like so bog standard. But actually when you speak to, you know, all of us on this video are so completely different. All of our MS is completely different. And I think it's so nice that this person's kind of gone into the forum to speak to kind of more, like on a more kind of personal, individual basis, because you're going to learn so much more.
Thank you for watching this video.
If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe, and turn on that bell notification for more content like this.
Also, you guys can follow us on our social media in the description below.
And let us know in the comments of what you'd like us to react to next. Bye.
Bye!